Bad news, kids. Encino's still lost. Ooh, but at least I got my radio fixed. Well, enjoy the rest of the show.
Welcome to the channel of PIRATE414. Show us this loyalty. Throw yourself onto the subscribe button and submit yourself to the live streams, gaming streams, and so much more. Pathetic earthlings, I command you.
Pop Talk is where it's at, baby.
This is Patrick Stewart, and I always watch Pop Talk with Pacific for 1-4. Make it so.
Warning: due to adult language and humor, the following content may not be suitable for any viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The views and opinions expressed during the following live stream or video content are those of the individual and may not reflect those of others. Thank you.
It's Mutiny Day.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, one and all. Welcome to a pirated edition of PIRATE414 Pop Talk. Yes, we did it again. We threw Mike into the dinghy and sent him away. And now, as you could see what he was going through. His radio even blew up. And I have with me, of course, today the other co-host, Cash Monet.
Yes.
Keeping track of our booty.
We told Captain Hook to throw Mike into the water. The alligators ate him. Yes. Big ass alligator too.
Big ass alligator. Hey, whoa! We haven't gotten to that 5 or 10 minutes. You can't say ass yet.
Oh, okay.
And if I was Master Paul, I'd be throwing in that. And of course, we have also with us Crit Beard, our king of the pirates.
You want my treasure? You can have it.
Okay. Okay.
You just have to find it. You just have to find it.
It's in his booty. Arr.
Arr.
And of course, we have with us our special guest, Roger Affey.
Yes.
One of these days, if you haven't yet, you might be one of his rising stars.
Yep.
We're getting close to 400, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be the first 400 of many.
There we go.
All right.
And no wonder Mike puts up all those disclaimers, folks. I mean, his channel has literally been taken over by pirates and Americans and Japos by the looks of some of your profile pictures, all this anime stuff.
Japanese anime. You got Vash the Stampede, and then you got somebody from One Piece.
You mean
the Japanese to call it One Piece.
the legendary the legendary pirate Goldie Roger.
Oh yeah. Arr. Yes.
Arr.
I thought he was Weeb Money. Arr.
Weeb Money. Arr. Yes.
And of course, we want to welcome everybody that's sitting in the chat or just even watching. Lurkers, we appreciate you just as much. I don't blame you for getting into this mess. And of course, but I will say hi to Resolute Germ. How are you doing?
Hello, Resolute. Arr.
Arr. And Polynese Minion. It's nice that we have minions here.
Yes.
A good pirate ship needs a good.
Yes, good minions. Arr.
Banana.
Rob the deck, matey.
And we have, of course, Dream Elements here. They're doing a good job. Okay, there we go. And there was somebody by the name of Everass Production.
Arr. Yes.
Arg, be invading your stream soon.
No, he said poop deck. I think
his poop deck.
Oh no, invading your pop deck. I thought it was poop deck. Never mind. I'm still not awake. Still not awake. So I trust you gentlemen have been having a great day. I know Roger, it's probably the afternoon for you.
It's just gone past 6 o'clock. And in the afternoon. And hopefully we have a good talk about where pop culture is going, all the highs, all the lows, all the A's, and all the O's.
More lows than yays. Well, maybe somewhere in the middle.
Cassius, he's always been optimistic. Very optimistic.
No American of him.
Oh, yeah. How does it feel to be singled out there, Ryan? You're the only one that's not an American.
It's true.
And so much the better.
Yeah. Are you trying to take over the colonies again? Is that your intent?
No, Japan's already done that. You fought against one island, and now another island's taking over your popular culture. Just look at Cash Money and Critbeard. They've already become Japanese, so they've gone from one island nation to another island nation.
We were secretly born in Tokyo.
I think I'm turning Japanese. I'm turning Japanese. I really think so.
Arigato.
Well, for me, it's as easy as taking my glasses off.
Ah, look at that.
There
you go. I mean, one island to another. Well, I was playing along. One island to another for you.
Usually, when I say that, people laugh.
Yeah, we're a tough crowd here.
Mm.
Yeah, we just desensitized ourselves with all our little swipes.
Mm.
Very
good.
Captain Cook. Captain Cook was well known for his kitchen work.
No, Resolute. Mike. I have to keep saying R. It seems since it's a pirate stream. But no, he went to go see the 25th anniversary of The Big Lebowski. So.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, and of course, when I say hi to Jet Spark, so yeah, he went off. He went off to see that, left us alone. For some reason, he trusted it. So basically, this is Operation Shadow Ban. Operation Shadow Ban.
This is Operation Pacific Freedom.
Right, and you know what's going to happen? He's going to come back, and it's going to be like this.
Do you see what happens, Larry, when you fuck a stranger in the ass? That's what happens.
Yeah, and remember, if for some reason that actually happened, make sure you beat up the right car. You don't want to beat the wrong car. That's a problem.
Yeah. So really, I don't have anything fully planned on the plate. I only have one article myself. I know you said you had a couple, but I'm sure there's stuff that's on people's minds that they want to talk about. Of course, the big rule is, of course, no politics. No, no AI voices from Critbeard.
Right. No AI voices from Critbeard. Yeah,
I am a AI voice.
Well, we know that.
We know. You mean the same Captain Cook who kidnapped that Hawaiian captain for ransom?
Yes.
If you know your history. Sorry. Reality.
Thanks for ruining a pleasant stream, Brett. Gonna make you walk the plank.
He was an explorer. Then he decided to kidnap that captain, that king, for some reason.
Very pirate of him.
Yeah. No, privateer. He's a privateer. He had letters.
Oh, privateer.
He had
Okay.
a letter. Yeah, we don't have any letters from any. We're what we call anarchist pirates. We have no loyalty to no flag. Arr. Except our own.
No flag. Okay.
Except
No
our
pirate
own.
flag.
Our pirate flag is the skull and crossbones with an orca.
An orca. Oh, skull and crossbones.
We are the failed orca pirates.
We're gonna get on our speedboats and have an orca flag.
Hey, look at me. I'm the captain now, okay?
Yes. Pat S is here.
Oh,
Did you change your channel name? No, I don't think so.
Yes, we have. It's this pirate.
Kind of.
This is PIRATE414.
It's Pirate Week. Pirate Sunday.
Welcome to Mari Pirates, everyone.
Yep.
Yeah, we rose up. We got rid of that tyrant and sent him on his way to see the Big Lebowski.
Bob got eliminated. He got electrocuted.
And we have Bab here, along with Pat S. And of course, can't forget also that we have Jet Sparks also joined us for today. Like, thank you all, one and all. You know, let's see if I can find it here. Okay, I'm going to actually bring up an article, kind of an interesting one. It's not really, it's just something that would be worth, I think, commenting on some of the stuff. Let's see if I can find it. Boo. No, I don't want that one. No, I
Mike's
don't want
not
that
here,
one.
so nobody's forced to read articles. You can just skim it. This is Pirate Day, so we don't play those rules.
Well,
summary will do.
Well, the thing is, the thing is, I'm going to read faster and not get a lot of the names wrong.
Pirates can't read thoroughly.
Well, that's because you wear the eye patch.
It's pretty funny.
The problem is Mike puts 2 eye patches on. He doesn't get
2 eye patches on.
Yes, we're ragging on you, Mike. You're not here. Ha ha. Okay, I have this article from Tick Bulletin. It is bylined by Adel Hussein. We have Hussein here. And it's about the influence of grim, dark fantasy on pop culture and what he thinks is the best grim, dark fantasy books. So, of course, there's a nice grim, dark looking thing. At first, when I saw that, I thought they might have been talking about 40K. But obviously I was wrong. But the grimdark fantasy has been steadily growing popularity in recent years, thanks in part to the success of best-selling books by George R.R.F.U. Martin, A Song of Ice and Fire series, and Joe Abercrombie's First Law trilogy. So that means, the first book would be the first law, second book would be second law, and the third book would be third law? I don't know. But what exactly is grimdark? And why is it having such a profound impact on pulp culture? In this article, we'll take a closer look at the genre, explore some of the best grimdark fantasy books that have helped you shape its influence. And so, what is grimdark? Grimdark fantasy is a subgenre of the fantasy fiction that is characterized by its bleak, morally ambiguous tones and emphasis on violence, gore, and gritty realism. Hey, this is good stuff. Unlike traditional high fantasy, which often features heroic protagonists fighting against a clear-cut evil, grimdark fantasy often features flawed, morally ambiguous characters and complex political and social systems. I can't go any further. We have politics here. Okay. In grimdark fantasy, there are no easy winners, and even the most well-intended characters are capable of committing terrible acts. Well, just like what we're doing to this channel. Grimdark fantasy has been around for decades, but it wasn't until the early 2000s that it began to gain widespread popularity. This is due to the success of George, I ain't going to write that effing book, Martin Song of Ice and Fire series, which debuted in 1996. And it still isn't finished because he's too busy rolling around on the Santa Fe ranch singing floppy wieners. And
his story, my good man, is older than me.
Yeah.
He's like George R. I wonder if George R. Martin gave his outline to the producers of the HBO show, and they decided, hey, let's just do it. I think that's what happened. They did their own story, and it was shitty.
Well, yeah, because he didn't have that closer. From what I understand, he said that, just go with it. He didn't want much.
Well,
movie
actually,
music.
George R. R. Martin asked them not to finish the show because the
Mhm.
story really wasn't complete yet. But they,
Yeah.
I think they got offered that Star Wars deal, and yeah, hella, let's finish this up. And they rushed. Oh man, that final season is abysmal. I will
Well,
never
yeah.
watch Game of Thrones past season 5.
Well, and it's hard to do a show like that when you don't have a finish. It's like that should have been a major cattle prod up his ass to finish that last book, or at least have something of a breakdown so they could probably release the last book with that last season.
That's that's just makes sense. I mean, there's been jokes about him. Even Conan made jokes about.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to make jokes about him.
Get those books finished, man. Arr, get him done.
Arr. Yeah, we're the pirates, so we'll do it for you. Arr. Following, and of course, you got the prequel series, which is going. It sounds like it's doing pretty well. So, I mean, come on, George, you can do it. No, he can't.
He's an old man now. He doesn't have the passion. He's past his prime, and he only wants to do things that interest him.
Yeah.
And that's why I think the story will never be finished. And if he doesn't have a worthy successor, then we'll never get a canonical ending, which will lead to the very thing he despises, fan fiction, going wild, as it were.
Right.
Well, yeah. Well, even like watching some of Game of Thrones, enough of Game of Thrones, certain things, especially about the Dragon Lady, which I found one of the most interesting things about the show. I don't like what they did with her. I felt that she was always evil, and it was kind of like they wanted to make her more misunderstood, and I didn't think that was smart. But I feel that's phoning in the writing, because some people got a chance to work on Star Wars, whatever, and they were just like, screw it, the last 2 seasons, and it pissed a lot of fans off.
Didn't the character just go batshit crazy?
Yes. Yeah. I think she did.
And just kill everyone.
There was no build up to it.
No, but I just paid a lot of attention to the Dragon Lady, and I was like, I don't like how they did this, and a lot of fans don't either. And other people are like, oh, it's a show, get over it. It's like The Sopranos. It's hard.
They built up. They built up a couple seasons on this Night King villain character, and everyone hypothesizing, the final battle will be with these zombie things and the kingdoms. And no, in the third episode, the fucking Night King gets killed by the little the girl easily, I should say, and that whole plot line is finished after
with a flaming sword.
With a flaming sword, after months of build up in one of the early episodes of the seasons, and then it leads into the dumb, like I don't know, the romance between Jon Snow and Daenerys, and then her obsession, and then that horrible episode where she goes crazy and kills everyone.
Oh boy!
I was done
she
already.
Went crazy because she couldn't get the D.
Yeah, I was done already because I was disappointed by the Night King dying so early. Not only that, but the episode, you couldn't even see anything. It was poorly lit. So
retune your TV.
You got turn up your contrast up.
If Resolute Gem is, go ahead, Crit. No.
I'm done.
Okay, I was just gonna say Resolute. If this was obviously based on Martin and the fact that he didn't finish the books, yes, that would piss off people for sure. You got to finish this stuff.
I believe the show ending was the creators who felt like they hold the show. It's their show, and they because they got offered that Star Wars deal. I think it was more likely that let's do the most rushed ending to a series I've ever seen, and that's season 8 of Game of Bones. So
Game of Bones.
Game of Bones. And I'll break in here just for a moment. I just got a message in a bottle that came our way from that little dinghy where Mike is swimming, or not swimming, but rowing to that theater for the Big Lebowski. That sounds like he is lurking and listening. So let's make it. And of course, we have the Padawannabe.
Yep.
And yeah, we were nice. We didn't have him walk the plank, but he's that's when he's in a dinghy. He loves his dinghy.
Yeah, we'll start singing "Message in a Bottle" soon.
You should see him work on his dinghy when it's not sailing. He wants to make sure it's in prime.
Yes, he's got to work on his dinghy for sure.
Yep. And of course, we have Penguin Power here, the low spec Linux laptop. Great to see you. Great to see you. And of course, there's no one else really that has joined us. Just some commentary from, like you were saying, from Resolute Churn.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Hold the door. I don't know.
Hold the door. Yeah.
Hold the door.
We're not going to hold it. We're not going to hold it for Doc Pop because he can be evil.
No.
So
he is evil.
I think I think Doc Pop ate the devil fruit. The pop fruit.
Yes.
Oh.
Pop fruit. Okay. Luffy would be proud.
Yeah.
So
I can't swim. No.
Yeah. He's got his floaties. He's got his floaties.
Get your floaties.
Get your floaties. So as we kind of go in here, which Abercrombie's thing started in 2006. Other notable authors in the genre include Mark Lawrence, who is known for his Broken Empire and Red Queen's War trilogies, and Scott Lynch, who's best known for his Gentleman Bastard series, which is kind of us. I think we're Gentleman Bastards. What do you think? I don't know.
Whatever.
So, yeah. So we have the impact of grimdark fantasy on pop culture. The influence of grimdark fantasy on pop culture can be seen in a variety of media, including books, movies, TV shows, and video games. The success of George, I'm rolling in my money and jumping in my money bin, Martin, A Song of Ice and Fire series has led to a proliferation of grimdark-inspired books, many of which have become bestsellers in their own right, in addition to movies like The Witcher and the TV shows like Game of Thrones. Well, geez, who would think that a TV show like Games of Thrones would come off of that? Have brought the grimdark fantasy to a wider audience, including millions of people into the genre. The influence of grimdark fantasy extends far beyond the world of books and entertainment. The genre's emphasis on moral ambiguous characters and complex political system has resonated with many people in an age of fake news and political corruption. In a world where it's increasingly difficult to tell who the good guys and the bad guys are. I'm a good guy. I took over. Grimdark fantasy offers a nuance of realistic views on human condition. So, of course, and there's the list of books here. Of course, Ice and Fire, First Law, Broken Empire, Gentleman Bastard, and The Black Company by Glenn Cook, which wasn't. They have their conclusion, and of course, it'd be interesting to hear what you have to say about this conclusion. Grimdark fantasy has a profound impact on pulp culture in recent years, thanks in large part to the success of best-selling books. How many times does this person have to say that? This man is just
Hussein.
This author,
Hussein's wife.
This author, I don't know if he's made some mistakes. He first of all he called The Witcher a movie. It's a TV show.
Yeah.
And for one, The Witcher came before A Song of Ice and Fire in around the early 90s. And the reason why The Witcher got popular was not because it's a TV show, but because it was a video game.
Yes.
The Witcher,
especially the third game.
Yep. And that's what led to them getting the rights to the books to make a TV show. Although that TV show's dead now because, they're deviating so far away from the books, and they got rid of Henry Cavill left.
Yeah.
And now they have probably the most uncharismatic actor to play Geralt, so it's a dead show for sure. But not that they're making their own lore instead of following the books with that horrible Witcher special.
They're doing stuff with the
miniseries.
I don't know who's watching that.
That's
but
horrible.
Yeah.
No.
It's the Witcher Holiday Special with R2D2.
R2D2. He makes an appearance for some reason in The Witcher.
Ario Speedwagon.
Oh my gosh. Ario Speedwagon.
This article,
War.
though, ladies and gentlemen, it's complete hogwash.
Yeah.
People don't want their fantasies to be shameless plug reality based. They want their fantasies to be worthy of that namesake.
Right.
Yes.
And that dark, depressing situation, especially in Game of Thrones, it has its place.
Mhm.
But to say that it has made a positive contribution to pop culture, I wouldn't say so. And that article was full of faults, as other panelists
It's a
have
bunch
made
of
clear.
nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's and like Mike put in there, as he's continues to roll, that it's word salad. It was basically a bunch of word salad in that one. So.
Yeah.
And also, you can't forget if you want to talk about grimdark, kind of science fantasy. We have 40K, and that's been around since basically.
Well,
No, not 70, but late 80s, but really started back in 90.
To say Game of Thrones is the king, the reason why grimdark fantasy, that author doesn't really know what grimdark fantasy. I always thought grimdark fantasy was like Batman or the Walking Dead. Not really fantasy like swords and dragons, but there's a bleak and depressingness to it, but it's still I would even say but that void what I was about to say, but that author I think really didn't do his research, and maybe it was just a churn out article. I don't know.
Don't worry, Crit. We call that a blooper on reality based. It's fine. Don't worry.
And speaking of which, I think it's about time that I also bring in here talk about our advertiser. Our advertiser, of course, as you can see down there, is 1-800-555-NOOB. That's 1-800-555-NOOB. Don't let your friends play on easy mode, especially The Witcher or any other games.
Games on easy.
Normal mode or get out.
No, journalist mode or get out.
You gotta earn your your reward of sleeping with Yennefer or Triss by playing on normal or hard mode.
Yes.
And just do it on easy mode.
No. Don't. At least play on normal.
No.
And I just want to say hi to Cavalryman Shay. Forgive me for not saying the full name because I'm not, but he got interesting there. It is. And I kind of in the same boat. He was going to get into the Game of Thrones after all the hype, but AT&T decided to change who was going to have HBO Go with ultimate data plans. I only got to watch one episode of season 1. So, and actually, that's where they were actually getting a lot of people to watch Game of Thrones, because I was working for AT&T at the time, and there was a big push. Get HBO Go, get the last season of George R.R. Martin, and boom. So,
if I do, there is a link for those who don't want to watch Game of Thrones because of the nudity and the violence. If you want, I know it's baby. Like, how could you censor this? But there is it's another way to watch the show, and I'll post it in the comments. Let me see.
Well, is that sailing the high seas? Because I don't want to get
no, it's a site of its own. It's
all right.
It's a GOT.
I didn't know that prudes existed in this world anymore.
Oh yeah, I mean, I knew when I was working at the one shop. The one family was watching. The one lady had her son working with there, but she was saying that he edited this down because she didn't want to see all the nudity and all that stuff. So they were watching the edited version down of Game of Thrones because they wanted to see the what was going on, but they didn't want to get all the other stuff. Which no problem with that. I can understand.
What they didn't want to see what happened when we were talking about Game of Thrones a few years back.
That's an issue.
that man had his helmet burned into his skin, and this woman went, "That's awful." This young woman, it made me laugh. But, yeah, Game of Thrones is awful.
A problem with a problem what I had with Game of Thrones was I think it had a little too much nudity, and
really
there was always every episode. Well, I mean, yeah, it's the world, but it didn't have to be in every episode. It was kind of becoming a trope. Yeah. Oh, someone's banging someone over there, and I was having a hard time watching the new. There was some scenes that were so risky. I was having a hard time watching it with my father.
But you couldn't handle the floppy wiener scenes, floppy wiener. Floppy wiener.
Now they're getting these sex coaches or whatever. It's like, okay, you better do this, and some of us have already made jokes about this on other streams. Is like, oh, you better do this right, male. I'm sorry. It's just, it just seems like you could go.
Well,
Emilia Clarke couch on a whole nother level.
Emilia Clarke is only nude in the first season because she felt uncomfortable. I think the rest is body doubles. She felt uncomfortable. Yeah. Some actresses
they have a right to feel that way. Yeah.
Well, she was objectified, kind of being, with Aquaman and stuff.
Sodomizing. Yeah, she got the D and the A. Yeah.
Oh, she was given to him as her husband, and he did some things with her, and he showed it.
Yeah, and you know how many women wanted to trade places with her? Really? I mean, every time I turn around about Jason Momoa, it's like, oh. But when it comes around to Grimdark, of course, like I said, 40K comes to mind with that one. But it's not. Do you think it's really growing? Honestly,
I don't know. I haven't really looked into it.
It's developing. It's getting more mainstream attention, especially with Henry Cavill and his project working with Amazon, which is a bit of a red flag going with Amazon.
Well,
but it's gaining more attention. It is getting more prominence, but there is always a risk when you get more prominence that it could all just go crashing down.
What if Amazon is smart though? With somebody like Henry Cavill,
is he executive producing?
Yeah, he's in charge of the show.
So he's definitely not going to deviate. He left The Witcher because they were deviating so much from the source material, and the rumors say that he would go up to the Lauren, whoever was running the show, Lauren, and she would say, "Oh, you're just, we'll take it into consideration," and she never did.
They started saying that he was mansplaining everything.
Oh man,
that goes on, and whatever.
Yeah. And if it does well, folks, it will be labeled a very bad show by the mainstream.
Oh,
and
yeah.
If it does very badly, it'll get the Ring of Power treatment and get a ton of seasons. So,
right.
I personally think Henry Cavill, they should get him for James Bond. I've watched what was it, The Man and the Man from Gun.
The thing is that if we're gonna get, it needs to be British,
The Man from Uncle. The Man from Uncle. Yeah.
Oh, The Man from Uncle.
Wonderful movie. If you have not seen it, what wonderful movie. And if he didn't destroy his career, I think Armie Hammer would have done well too. But of course, his
that's something. That's just something. Yeah.
So, what did Armie Hammer do to himself? For those that might not know,
he was tied up into the whole Me Too movement stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
get what broke.
Was he Me Too horny?
He was involved in a lot of sexual emotional abuse allegations, dropped out.
Because I know Army Hammer was a good actor. Just like I wasn't following because I'm not a pulp culture crusader myself, so
Mhm.
a lot of this
Right.
stuff gets lost.
So typical Hollywood shenanigans
Right.
led
He
to his demise.
he did admit he was emotionally abusive to these people, and he regrets it.
Yeah,
But he
jeez.
did deny the sexual stuff. He did.
Well, if it's just allegations, we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's we can't throw anybody under the bus.
No.
With just allegations. There's stuff been even at Blizzard. There's other stuff that has even happened with the guy from Rick and Morty, and there may be some things true there, but overall, they found him innocent of this abuse, and it's a mess.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you sue these companies at this point? Do you sue the people working at Rick and Morty, or do you sue Adult Swim or whatever? It's just an absolute mess. But if people are going to try to ruin your life, Vic Mignogna comes to mind. I didn't even know about anything about him until a few years ago, and I watched a lot of those depositions, and I went, "Good gosh, man! I don't think this guy is some monster that other people are making him out to be."
No. And that's just it. It's just as I'm defending Vic Mignogna, if it's just an accusation, I'll defend Army Hammer until there's proof.
Yep.
There's
The latest one, of course, is Waters now, right? The Jonathan Waters man, who's Kang in the Marvel. Like, then it's, if he's found innocent, then what? It's
Yep.
it's a mess.
Jonathan Majors.
Excuse me, Jonathan Majors.
That's a tricky situation because people because they had text messages and they say, "Oh, he's innocent. Look at these." But if you actually read the text messages, you could argue that it's a emotional abusive relationship. You know how it is a toxic relationship, and I won't leave you, baby, or something like that. If you, it's one of those situations. I've dealt with it before with some other people, and I don't, if he's innocent, good for him. But I still think, that those text messages did the opposite good for him, personally.
Right.
But we'll have to see.
Right.
I for one can't wait for Robert Downey Jr. to return as Kang and be the new big bad for the MCU.
Well, no, he's just a dude playing a dude who's playing a dude.
Yeah, I don't think Downey Jr. actually wants to come back to this nightmare. But
if Guardians bombs and when the Marvels bombs, it's time to call up Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. Like, hey, you want to join? We might need your help. Or call up Tobey Maguire too. Hey, we'll do another multiverse film. It's gonna happen, unfortunately, if they want to save the cinematic universe.
I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see if Guardians of the Galaxy 3 does bomb. If it does, I think definitely Disney Marvel is in a lot more trouble than they think they are.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm one of those. I'll be honest. I hope it doesn't bomb because I
don't want it to bomb. Yeah, I did. I enjoyed them a lot, especially the first one.
If it opens below 100 million, it's gonna bomb. So
the real MCU is the Mario cinematic universe.
Yes, it is. That is on its way to destroy Frozen at the box office. That's on its way, I guess, to even probably destroy. That's right.
Instead of Let It Go, it's Peaches.
Yeah. I mean, that has already made, what is it now? They said 850 million already. I think that's just here. It's like, man, that is some serious stuff.
And I think that's the thing that's showing that this article in some ways is full of crap because we've been having this depressing, and I suppose you could sit back and say grimdark for so long now. I mean, take a look what they did to Paramount Minus's space travels. I mean, they took a positive mythology of Star Trek and absolutely destroyed it and made it themselves this dystopian mishmash of crap.
Well,
And look where it's going.
yeah.
It's not going. You know?
Well, the other thing is that, since the coup, we'll call it the coup, whatever. You heard me, YouTube. And the whole thing is that people were saying this on the news. One of the news stations I was watching is like, why don't we have more happy stories again, especially all this crap that we've gone through? And it's a very good question. Why do we have all this depressing crap that we need to watch on TV? Where are the happy stories? There's nothing wrong with a happy story.
No.
It's the 70s all over again.
And I've exactly said that. We are in the same state that we were in the early 70s, just before, something like Star Wars or Close Encounters came out. Because, take a look at those two films, absolutely bucked the system. I mean, you have Close Encounters. What is it? What's with these aliens? You find out these aliens are here in peace. And, of course, you have Star Wars, which is your good old-fashioned, let's go out there and kick ass story.
Yes.
And that's what we're wanting now. We've been having back in the 70s. I mean, we saw Dirty Harry, great film, but let's take a look at it. It's a very grim film in many aspects, too.
It is a very grim film, yes.
And that's what a lot of stuff was in that time and where we are now. You have the Mockingjay or whatever, that trilogy with
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games, thank you. Yeah,
Hunger Games was, and Hunger Games, I would say 3 and 4 just didn't turn out all that could have been, I thought, a really good series overall.
The first two were pretty good.
The second one is still my favorite. Catching Fire, I thought was great, but after that, it's just I feel like some of it just fell off.
Philip Seymour
Hoffman wasn't as
good.
exciting. Yes. Oh yeah. Well, he was a great actor.
Yeah, no, it's so sad. I mean, when you start seeing him in all these other roles, it's like, my God, this man's got range.
Boogie Nights, I know. It just goes on and on and on and on and on and on.
Even the Dubosky, we'll have to throw that in there.
Wilson's War, he had a really good role in that. Yeah. Great actor.
But, I think have you been noticing the Varios and some of these other films like that are starting to, I mean, even the Kelsey Grammer's film, the Jesus, what was that?
That Jesus
Revolution.
Yeah. Very low budget film, and the return that it had was impressive for a film like that. I think we've been hit with all this down, depressing crap. People want to have something more uplifting. Star Wars isn't going to do that. They're too busy doing Forces Female garbage.
Yeah. It's something. And even if they wanted to have just a whole movie with just all females and there were absolutely no men, which I guess some of you need to make all these characters interesting. But why do we care about them? And that goes for men too. Why are we supposed to care? It's always
they have a vagina.
Leslie Henley.
Okay.
Well, and the thing is, take a look at the last episode of Mandalorian season 2. Yep. You had 4 very strong women going in there and kicking ass, and what are the guys doing? Woohoo! I mean, it's like, okay, these are characters we got to know. These are great characters. They're doing stuff that's very believable to the character. They're not Rey, Wonder Woman.
But you mean Mandalorian season 2, the ending? Well, yeah, he had women helping him, but he had that duel. I thought he had that duel with Moff Gideon. I thought that was he had that one.
Yeah, he had that. Yeah, he had that. But if you take a look, though, he still had where basically he was the minority. It was basically kind of him and the 4 lasses. And they're going in there and kicking ass. Even Boba wasn't there.
I don't necessarily agree, though. I mean, Boba doesn't. The thing with Boba, before they did the Book of Boba Fett, Boba had his own goals. And they were implying that, but then they did the Book of Boba Fett, like, oh, okay, well, I actually don't know what they had set up. That's kind of a tricky because I don't necessarily think they were doing a Avengers Endgame moment with all those women helping him. It wasn't like, oh, hey, Yeah, let's get the hero shot. She Star Wars. I never felt that from.
Well, that was what's so wonderful about it. It wasn't forced. It was natural. I mean, you believed what these four ladies were doing was believable for what their characters were.
Mhm.
It wasn't jammed down her throat. It was a natural brought in there.
Yeah.
And of course, what is it? It's
Yes.
poo-pooed by the ones that sit back and say, we need strong women. You just had four of them, and you basically ostracized the one for no good reason other than the fact, hey,
I
Twitter's
get what
doing
you're
that.
saying now.
And now we
yeah.
have Lizzo
Gina-
eating everyone.
Lizzo.
Yeah, Lizzo,
I don't know
Lizzo.
what they're doing with Mando. It's gone from okay to Lizzo to okay. Well, Giancarlo's back to. I don't know what they want. Like, there's no straight line with that show. It goes in circles.
Mandalorian is making Picard look good. That's the
Whoa.
comment.
I no. Unfortunately, I disagree with you, Ryan.
Oh, the Lizzo
Picard.
episode is 10 times worse than every bad episode of season 3 combined.
I guess I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I guess I could agree, but I mean, Lizzo. Either you want to watch Lizzo playing with Grogu, or you want to watch Vatic spinning in a chair. Whee!
Yeah, that was just. Oh gosh, that's a
I never thought,
toss-up for sure.
I never thought, gentlemen, ever that New Trek would ever surpass, even once, Disney's Star Wars. But I saw it for one episode. Lizzo literally sank the Mandalorian into a quagmire of crap.
Well, let's put it this way. Lizzo will sink just about anything, but I'll just leave it there.
The good thing about Mando is you could skip that episode, because that was a filler episode for sure. You can't skip any episode of Picard.
You can't skip Lizzo, my good man. She's too big.
Yeah, the gravity field alone will get you. And this is coming from a fat guy here. I'm fat. Okay?
I would like to sit down with Lizzo and be like, "What exactly do you know about Star Wars?" I'm curious.
Jack Black and Christopher Lloyd in the same episode. I
want to
can't
sit down
believe
with
they
Jack
did
Black
that.
too. What do you know? Jack Black might know some stuff, but
here's Cat and Crit.
Right.
What would you say you do here?
At
People skills,
Resolute
man.
Germ, overall, Mando season 3 is far better. Yes, I agree. Unfortunately, with the Lizzo episode, I would if you subtract the Lizzo, I agree. Picard season 3, I can't like it, and if we want to discuss it, I guess we can. I
don't know. This is kind of a loose talk chat, so I mean we can talk about anything on that one. But before we continue on, I am remiss. I have to do my bit of things here. Or Mike will, when he rolls back in his dinghy, he'll make me walk the plank. I want to say hi, of course, to Real Wade Gaming Nation Clips. See how I did that? I did that pretty damn good.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, that's called professionalism. Something
right.
you hardly see on this, or even from me, for that matter. Yeah.
Stay on target.
Stay on target, yeah.
Yep.
Hey, wait a moment. That's what I say when I'm in bed. Stay on target, stay on target.
Oh my god.
Or when I'm at the urinal, one of the two.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
You gotta remember, I'm the one that'll say anything here.
We need that clip of Ron Burgundy. Where is it?
Oh, you want that clip? Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. I
I
am the clip master. So, I mean.
All right.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It did. It really did.
It did. It got very much so.
Well, I was talking with Cash Money, but we could look over the someone made a list of bydeadline.com the biggest bombs from 2017 to 2022, and we could analyze that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, a lot to analyze. Yeah.
Dr. Crit here. Dr. Crit. Well, yeah, and the thing is, though, it's kind of hard to say about what was successful in box office because how many films have been very good that did lousy in the box office, but they came back later. I mean, we've talked about it many times. Tron, Christmas Story, even Blade Runner, The Thing. Yeah, I mean, all these things. Not to sound like I'm thinking things, but I mean, they were discovered later with cable, and then of course VHS, and they became cult hits and.
Yeah,
they have more power and impact in the stuff that was actually successful.
Yeah, for at least half a decade, The Thing was universally reviled.
Mm-hmm.
And then it had a renaissance because people looked back on it, compared it with the top quality films that were released around the same time. And if you look at different films and different time periods, a good film in 2023 would probably be a bad film in 1982,
Mm-hmm.
if you think about it.
Yeah.
So
it just
timing
might be.
is as everything in this day and age, because you could have a great film. If it's not released in the right time, if it isn't given the proper publicity, it'll bomb.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Yep. That's, I think, The Last Duel, which I thought was a really good movie and based on an actual true story. I just think it was, the marketing was poor for it.
Or Treasure
I enjoyed
Planet.
it.
Yeah.
Treasure Planet is underrated.
Yeah,
I still think it is.
Big
Yeah, I
budget,
went to go see
wasn't
that.
given any publicity. I think Disney wanted it to fail so that they could move on from their traditional animation style
Yeah.
to what we now see today.
Well, I mean, Titan AE, which killed that studio. I thought that was a great film, but
people like that. That's probably going to become a cult classic or something.
I think that genre just doesn't work for the box office. Well, Strange World proves that. Though Strange World also has some woke crap in it. It's just an uninteresting idea, poorly marketed.
Got a bit of political correctness in there, has it?
Yeah.
Bit of social justice.
Well, Ryan, you are on the most politically correct stream on YouTube here.
Yeah, right.
We are the most
host and founder of Reality Based. You can't get any more politically incorrect than that. We literally put two of woke ideology's biggest foes together: reality and based. I'm working on my microphone.
I thought you were inching away to the door, going, "That's it, I'm out of here."
Well, it's just like even stuff like Babylon. Like it just, there's too many gross parts in that movie that people went, I just turn off. But if you actually sit through the movie, you're like, oh, it gets more interesting. But there's some gross parts. But unfortunately, those are kind of things that happened in the 1920s, where there were people even in the area, and it was a hot box, and somebody actually passed away because it was too hot in there, and they were filming. Like those things actually happened, unfortunately. When they were experimenting with, right, exactly. Those things actually happened, but that film took some interesting turns, and even Tobey Maguire role in that, it was creepy.
And it's on the top 10 list for elephant pooping on cast.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Elephant pooping. Yeah, that was gross, but yeah.
Well, and that's just it. They're trying to do shock stuff out there, and it's lost it. It's lost it. You can't really. The best thing you can do with shocking is not doing it. Let people think about what the scene is. Put it in mind. Sometimes that's some of the greatest.
Right.
Where you don't see what happened, but you know what happened.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Less can be more.
If you want shock jockery in a film, folks, just create a sequel to Event Horizon, and all the stuff that they cut out, just put it in. And have it just be utter sick shit. Like the devil himself is coming out of the black hole of hell. And that reaction they all have, that is just manifesting across Earth. And you've got to try and stop it before everyone suffers a fate worse than death. Yeah, Event Horizon 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Boogaloo, all right.
There we go. Yeah, Event Horizon Boogaloo. In some ways, that's what Henry Cavill is doing with the 40K series. A lot of people were saying that Event Horizon was kind of like a way prequel to it because it deals with the same thing with that warp and the devil entities and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Amazon should just let him do whatever the hell he wants because he's going to show them proof that he cares about this property a lot.
Mhm.
He builds computers.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's played the Warhammer 40,000.
Oh, he does. He does. He knows that
So,
universe in and out. I mean,
just
he is one of us.
just let the man do it and let him bring on people and they can decide where they want to go from there. But I could see if they bring on some other people, oh, we don't, and Amazon, they would be like, no, we don't want to go in this direction. It's like, no,
Well, Henry
this
Cavill is really that Nietzschean ideal of a human being. He's very strong, very intelligent. He knows his stuff.
Right.
He's that balance that we need, and we need more people like Henry Cavill.
We do. We need more balance. We need more people like.
I hope
Chris
I don't
Pratt
live to regret saying that, folks.
Yeah, I know. And then something turns out wrong about Warhammer, and we blame
like he eats
Henry.
people or something.
What have you done, Cavill? What have you done? No, but it's unfortunately he is being with Amazon. He should tell them to screw off, and this is what I want to do. But I don't think it's going to work, unfortunately, like that. But
I think he already has. I think that's some of the things that
he was the only good thing that I thought about The Witcher. Like, really, the truly only good thing that I saw was him as Geralt.
Yeah, but he didn't really have power there.
Well,
No.
In my view, gentlemen, if Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40K series is a success, if it's well received, if it's profitable, it won't get multiple seasons. Just look at Rings of Power.
I know.
Damn thing was utterly despised, and they give it season after season with a massive budget.
Right. And Bezos before is like, I want this to be more like Game of Thrones, but I guess this first season of Rings of Power, from some of the things that I saw, was not. They did not go in that direction with all the sex and any of the sex and
Sexy Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Sexy Lord of the Rings. That's right.
Well, and that's just it. That's a big problem. You can't put those together because George R. R. Martin made it known that he wanted to be the antithesis of Tolkien, and he's even criticized Tolkien. So you can't, you can't even put Lord of the Rings in Song of Ice and Fire.
Universes.
Yeah, completely different mindset all across the board. Tolkien believed in the nobility of the human spirit, and George R. R. Martin believes that everybody's a piece of shit like him.
Well, he did LARP during Vietnam. I guess he was too big to fit in the plane.
Oh my! I haven't heard that. That's great.
They couldn't ship him out there either because he would have capsized the ship. So,
well, it's funny. They have all these ideas, from animes to adaptation to Netflix, where they want to change things, and yet if they just follow, they don't have to follow everything of the adaptation if they're doing a live action, but if they just followed it, I think more people, the fans would be like, okay. I'm liking where this is going. Yeah.
Why don't they just copy and paste for the first project and then use that as an inspiration to do something better?
Right.
Bring on also the creators of these shows too. Bring them on and say, bring them on as consultants. What do you guys think about this? This is what I want to do. I mean, and if you can't, once again, what are the fan people doing? What are they're doing what they want. They take even something like My Hero, and it still feels like My Hero. It's just live action. It's like, once again, these are the people they should hire because they have so much passion and desire to make this just a lot like the anime or any adaptation they're doing. Even there's been Dragon Ball Z fan films that turn out amazing, pretty amazing, stuff with Power Rangers. I think that 30th anniversary Power Rangers film is going to make probably a lot of people happy. Probably. I'm not really a big Power Rangers fan, but I think
folks, you can look at Sonic the Hedgehog as a
yes, you should. Yes.
Well, the film example is a good one, but for the copy paste mentality that I'm talking about, you go far back enough with Sonic X doing episodes featuring Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic Adventure, and then Sonic Adventure 2, and those storylines. It does go to show that you can take something from one genre, gaming, and then put it into animation, and then put to the audience. But yes, the Sonic the Hedgehog movies are also a great success, and hopefully the third one is the final home run, as it were.
Yeah, and even the Pikachu with Inspector or whatever Pikachu, that was.
I think that actually made money, didn't it?
Yeah,
it kind of bombed.
It kind of bombed. Okay, I didn't think it made that much money.
But people liked it though. That's the thing. I mean, I didn't really heard much against it from people who saw it.
There were mixed feelings, if I remember.
I kind of was bored with it. It was more of a detective story. It was kind of boring. It was kind of. But it had some funny moments, I think.
I do have a question here from Cavalryman Che, and here it is on the board. Has the panel seen the trailer of The Last Voyage of the Demeter? And I have to say, no, I don't. I've never even heard of that.
I don't even know what that is, man.
I don't either.
I mean, that's with these things coming back. However I feel about Power Rangers, I want for the hardcore fans and the people who have loved Power Rangers for so many years that they get something that they really enjoy. And I hope they do.
I mean, Power Rangers is not my thing. It really isn't.
It's not really my thing either.
But I will defend it. I will defend it because there's no reason why that should be all destroyed. Even if it's not my thing, I don't want to see other people's things destroyed. And I'll defend it. I'll defend it just as vehemently as this.
Yep. And once again, I know some people will say, "Oh, it might hurt you to watch some of this stuff." I mean, Crit and I have watched some crap, and it was something. That Netflix Bebop series was something. That one season, I'm like, of course. But one of my friends once argued me, "Oh, it's the fans' fault." I said, "No, it's Netflix's fault."
Right.
Even the creator of Cowboy Bebop, the anime, said, "What in the hell is this?" Basically.
Well, and that's just it. I mean, they blame the fans because they didn't like something that they told the fans to F off on.
Right. Yep.
Well, how you think you're gonna get that? What do you
Yeah, it's just amazing to me. And so, and I would even, if I ever run into someone like Seth Rogen, for example, it's like, listen, I've liked some of the things that you've done, but what in the hell were you thinking with that Santa Inc.? What were you and Sarah Silverman thinking with that? That is such an insult to Christmas.
Let's ruin a Christian
Santa Claus.
Let's ruin a Christian-based celebration.
Yep.
Yeah, and even some of the stuff that they're doing with their talks and all that, they continued on with interviews and promo stuff, just being snide and insulting. It's like, no. I mean, we don't mind having good little jabs. Good. That they're good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Family Guy, Futurama has made fun of Christmas and stuff, but the way they did it is just funny. Like they had like an evil robot Santa. That was hilarious.
And Kwanzaa bot. I mean, it's just let's have fun, and and that's just it. We do like having fun. We love poking fun at things that we love. We don't like it dissed or mocked or or any of that. So
and for whatever reason, it's like he just can't stop doing it. And I don't know what kind of money that Turtles animated movie is going to make. It's an anime movie. I don't know, but just what I've seen and the way that they've done April is just, and the way that they have Splinter with some kind of weird kind of hair thing on him. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's weird. It's just weird. It's just like when I saw those. When I first saw the trailer of the Michael Bay live action movie of turtles, and I says, "Are they on steroids? What's going on here? What happened? What did those turtles do in the sewer? Is there something that I don't know about? Did Splinter give him some drugs? What's going on here?"
I mean, Cash Money was searching the sewers for about 5 weeks after we saw that, trying to figure out and if he could get just his buff.
Man. Searching the sewers. Is there any turtles down here?
Hello? No, there's an alligator. Okay.
Yeah. I found Croc down there from
Croc.
Are you able to share my screen?
Do we want to?
What? Yeah,
okay. Okay. I'm sharing here. So,
is this something good? What is this?
I don't know. We'll find out. What's this?
Oh, the box office stuff. Yeah.
Oh, good. You can. Yeah, great. You can take over for doing the box office since that's usually what Mike does. So you are substitute Mike.
Go ahead. Yep.
So we are gonna just analyze this list here. So we'll start from the bottom. So the first big bomb is World War Z.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like that movie, but it did have a lot of problems, and I think Brad Pitt had problems with the director. If I remember, there was a lot of problems with that film.
Yeah. Well, I didn't remember that movie like feeling like it cost. The box office seemed fine, but see the budget.
Yeah.
Oh, how did that budget get so big? Oh, that's how they lost money, basically.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I mean, they get carried away with budgets that they don't need to get carried away with.
The problems with the movie at 20. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But 20 Nutcracker in the Foreign Realms, that was
I don't even remember hearing about that one. 2018.
Geostorm at 19.
I don't know that one.
No.
The Great Wall at 18.
I don't know that either.
At 17,
it,
Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah.
I think Solo wouldn't have bombed if it didn't release so close to the Last Jedi, and maybe it was marketed better. But
I think Ron Howard tried to do something with that. You know, he came in and tried to do something. I guess
Yeah, well, you're coming in trying to film your stuff over another film, and all this refilming. The KK put that thing through development and production hell. That was one problem. Of course, The Last Jedi didn't help it. I mean, a lot of people. Yeah, and I didn't think it was that bad of a film, really. I didn't go in with any expectations. I was dragged to see it.
I didn't either, man.
I can sit down. Besides the SJW robot, I could sit down and watch that movie and Rogue One.
I cheered when Fleabag.
I can always watch Rogue One. Yeah, I like all the sacrifice in Rogue One, and then of course the Vader scene. Now, of course, people say, "Did we need it?" I'm like, you say the same thing about Andor, but the guy went out of his way to say, you know, I don't really give a rat's ass what you guys think, and I'm going to just make a compelling story, and that's what he did. Mm-hmm. And Andor ties right into Rogue One, you know. So yeah.
At least, you know, wait until they get to second season.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just want that more compelling drama, man. I'd like a little bit more action in the second season, though, overall. But that would be nice.
And I see the next film is Robin Woke, right?
Is it?
That one? I think that one was kind of.
Oh, was that was the Robin Hood one with what's his name?
It was
wasn't
it?
Was it? That wasn't the Russell Crowe one, was it?
No, I don't think so. No.
That was a good movie.
No. It was the movie with Jamie Foxx. What? There was
right, he was in the. I forgot all about that.
Doesn't even look like Robin Hood. They look like they're in the future. Okay, well, that was the reason why that movie bombed.
You're making Ryan hurt going through this.
Well, I will say, gentlemen, that my father called me away because he wanted some ice cream. from the ice cream van. I'm like, I'm on a show, for goodness sake. And it's like, no, you get me some ice cream. Like Joe Biden. So please carry on.
At 15, a recent release, Babylon.
Yeah, that did
Yeah.
that, and it's very interesting because as some articles have come out, especially one article, is Margot Robbie finally going to have a hit movie with Barbie? That's going to be the interesting thing because lately she has not had any hit movies. They haven't done well at the box office. So Barbie with the name alone, should be probably make some good
definitely.
money.
Yeah, I think Barbie is going to do very well, folks, especially for the brony people.
Oh God.
The whole thing with Barbie is it's an ironic movie. It's not serious.
No, it's not. I don't think it's supposed to be serious at all. Yeah,
it shouldn't be serious.
No, it doesn't need to
be. There was a funny skit from SNL last night. It was like American Girl. The movie is.
Oh, was it? Did they get one right? That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we found the one person who watches SNL, and that's Chris Beard.
Well, no, it was on the. No, I don't watch SNL. But I turned on.
You saw it on like Entertainment Weekly or something where they show us.
No, I have local TV. I don't have cable, and it was on Pluto TV. If you have those, yeah. And
I have Uranus TV.
Yeah, I watched that clip and it was funny. But then the following skit they had was really bad, and that's when I changed the channel. There was this one where they're like. Hip hop recording artist is stupid.
Yeah.
Devotion. Unfortunately, even though people like this movie, it bombed. Lost.
I think it had pretty good marketing, if I remember, but maybe it could have had better marketing.
Sometimes you can put so much money in marketing, and some people won't come out and see it. So, The Missing Link.
I remember hearing about that, but
a stop motion movie, a pretty good one. I've watched it. But it had a big budget. Oh wow. 101 just for stop motion movie. Okay, so that one, $101 million down the drain. The Promise. I never heard it. Hold on, The Promise.
I never heard of that one either. 2017.
Oscar Isaac, Christian Bale.
Huh?
Is it a French movie? The Promise. Okay.
I promise to bomb harder than Solo, a Star Wars story.
And did
it? It did bomb. How does a movie like that get? Oh man. Oh, but. We have a big one, a favorite of Cash's.
Oh, I wish. Such a horrible film. Never should have been made. Awful movie.
Look at the budget for that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They better do better with Elemental. Elemental they need to do some changes. Like, I don't know what Pixar. Pixar is supposed to be the #1 animated studio in the world. And that movie is just an abomination. It's worse than, I guess I haven't watched The Last Dinosaur. That's one of the few Pixar movies I've never watched. But this movie is definitely worse than Cars 2. At least Cars 2 had a coherent plot. Pretty good.
Cars. Oh no.
Cash hated Lightyear so much he went and saw it 3 times so he could just
so I could bang my head so I could pretend to be Buzz and then fly through the screen. Yeah, no, that movie is an abomination.
Amsterdam.
What?
Oh, go on, Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that it's good to see a lot of Disney and Century popping up. It just goes to show that Disney is burning, folks.
Yes, a bit, and they will dump some of their stuff, but they won't dump Star Wars. They'll keep Star Wars.
We'll have to see. You never know. Stranger things have happened.
Stranger Things have. But I don't think they're gonna let it go.
Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Just a bomb.
Somebody should just buy that on Blu-ray.
John Woo. Ang Lee's Gemini Man.
Oh, right, Ang Lee, yeah.
Yeah, but Will Smith fights himself. That wasn't too bad of a movie, but it's still.
Was it? You saw it, okay.
Yeah, it was Ang Lee trying to be. It was just a tech demo.
Cats was
basically.
horrible. They look like furries. They look like furries.
I'll see it when they put the buttholes back on
them.
Terminator Dark Fate.
Now, a lot of people hate Terminator Genesis with Emilia Clarke, but I like that movie because it tried to be. This is the same movie as Terminator 2, but just replaced Sarah Connor with a Latina woman, and Kyle Reese with a superhuman woman. I don't know. It was ridiculous.
Was there a scissoring going on?
John Connor's dead.
So you watched that whole movie?
Oh yeah, John Connor dies in the first 5 minutes. A young John Connor gets killed by a Terminator anyway. So everything in Terminator. At least in Genesis, John Connor, they did a twist where they made John Connor like the Terminator, like the villain, and it was interesting. It's a time.
So what do you give that movie out of 10 then, Crit?
I give it a 6.5. Genesis,
that's pretty
or
high.
7. I might give it a 7.
Wow, you gave it a 7. Wow.
No.
It's more better than Dark Fate. I went to the cinema and saw Dark Fate, dude.
Oh, wow. The fourth one, the PG-13 one was the fourth one people did enjoy.
Dark Fate, the Terminator, the Terminator in Dark Fate was just I think it was another. He was just the T-1000 mixed with the T-800, and it's not Skynet. It's something else.
Legion.
Legion. It was stupid.
Yeah, they have
stupid.
the woman from *Halt and Catch Fire* is the Terminator in that movie, if I remember. I can't think.
Abby Smash. Abby versus the Terminator.
Abby Smash, dude. Season 2 of The Last of Us. Yeah, that'd be great.
Monster Trucks. Monster Trucks.
And hello to Leo Rose.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Oh, the lovely Leo Rose, who is the president of the Phil McCracken fan club.
Right.
I'm surprised we haven't seen him yet.
We're getting into some big bombs here. Monster Trucks.
Never saw that.
I don't remember this movie existing.
Rob Lowe is in it. That's all I know.
Yeah, 123 million. How you? I saw A Wrinkle in Time.
Ava.
Well.
Ava DuVernay. Right? Yeah, I saw it in school. Transitional school. It was.
Oh, okay.
So I read.
Oh, you went to tranny school.
Yeah, he said
transitional school. Post high school.
Okay.
Pre-college, community college. I went to community college the following.
Community college. That's why I think Baron got confused.
No, there's a school that helps you prep for community college. I went to that, and then I went to community college for 2 years. And then
oh yes, we skipped over cats. Well, that's true. I don't know.
We're supposed to talk about cats, dude.
It's furries, man. Yeah, it's furries.
Yeah,
no, we didn't skip over cats. It's horrible.
Yeah,
it's self-explanatory.
I mean, the trailers made. I mean, people can go see it, but that movie bombed hard, which it should.
Yeah, and The Wrinkle in Time, all that is basically a woke C.S. Lewis, because it was basically a liberal's response to C.S. Lewis religiously.
Well, I read the book.
Oh, go ahead. Yep.
Well, I had read the book.
Mm-hmm.
The book in elementary. Yeah, it's a classic. And was it the witches? She turns into like a horse-like creature in the Ava DuVernay version, and I laughed in the cinema and everyone was looking at me. Why are you laughing? In A Wrinkle in Time, I'm trying to remember who was.
Wasn't Oprah involved in that? Yeah.
Yeah,
she
Oprah
was.
was in it. It was Reese Witherspoon. Okay, it was Reese
Yeah.
Witherspoon. She turns into a flying piece of lettuce.
That's amazing.
Whoa.
Instead of a horse creature.
Lettuce?
Yeah.
Yes, I kid you not. And then they had all this like ethereal music going on, like it was some like life-changing moment. And I was like laughing. I was like, I couldn't hold it in. It's a movie I actually laughed at, like this flying lettuce, these kids flying on the back of lettuce, and you get this couldn't hold it in. If I can find
lettuce.
Flying
We
lettuce.
have flying lettuce.
That's amazing.
They fly now? They fly now.
That?
Oh my goodness.
Furry. Plant furry.
Yeah.
Plant furry.
Well, watch it, Ryan. You're going to start a new thing. Okay.
Plant furry. Don't keep that root away from me.
Imagine watching this and going, like this ethereal music. It was like ridiculous.
Keep
And then
roots away from me, plant furry.
And the lead actress, even though she was good, she's like, my father. Breeze. Breeze.
That's a joke, right? I don't think Brie Larson was.
Brie Larson was not in that movie.
Brie Larson is everywhere.
Yeah.
She's everything.
That's because no one can fit in there. So big.
She's the alpha and the omega.
I don't think she's going to do anything to ruin the Fast and the Furious movie.
No, they're doing a good enough job doing it themselves.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's all about family and craziness, but yeah. If Vin Diesel was not in those movies anymore, I probably wouldn't be interested in those films.
About family. Brie Larson.
About family. I don't know. I don't know why they feel they need to bring Brie Larson. That I don't know why.
They want to
Cardi
kill
B. Maybe so. Maybe she's gonna die in the movie. I don't know. No idea. I doubt it. But and then Cardi B is in that movie. She had a small role in the last one, and I'm like, are they gonna give her a bigger role now? What are they doing?
I heard they weren't. It's just gonna be a small role again.
Oh,
I mean, that's what I heard. It could be anything. So
it was just so weird when she was talking to Vin Diesel's character. I was like, no, I don't get this. I don't get this.
Number 4, Dark Phoenix.
Never watched it. My brother said
Never
it's
watched
horrible.
it.
Yeah.
Another Disney project.
And then
Fox.
another Disney.
Yeah, that's under
actually,
Fox.
no. This is Fox. This is not Disney.
Yeah, Dark.
This was
Fox, dude.
This was before. Yeah, this was. This unfortunately was the Fox. I'm sure Kevin Feige would have not let that get greenlit. Strange World, Woke World.
Never watched it.
A boring tribute to the retro sci-fi, along with plots that you've seen before, and a son that's gay. And their dog is crippled, and they're
of course.
Yeah, I remember when that came out. It was sucky. I mean, right from the get-go. And all they were doing with that, the biggest promotion was we have a gender fluid character or whatever it was. I mean, really, that's the biggest thing that you have to tell for this film.
What else does it do, though? Right. It doesn't. Yeah.
Well, that's just it. That's all you can base it on. It's like, this is all it's about. It's crap.
Yeah.
It's like having to base everything off of Baby Grogu.
I can't believe that Mortal Engines did that bad.
Never watched it.
Wow.
Jeez.
It's
they
about
try
how...
that.
Oh, go on.
Oh, they try to advertise Mortal Engines as like this. How you say it? This Peter Jackson film.
Oh.
Even though Peter Jackson he didn't direct it at all.
Oh, so they just outright lied.
Yeah,
they do that.
And it's a bomb. A bomb. If you've seen the Mario 93.
Padawannabe said he's seen almost all those movies. Wow, dude, that's...
What the hell you say?
On that, but yeah.
Oh, man. No, Grogu, I get it. Grogu is still a marketing tool and stuff. Oh, cool, cute little Grogu. But Grogu, my brother and I will never agree about this, but Grogu just became too much in Book of Boobaloo to do. It is too much.
Well, that's the thing, is they're relying too much on one character to keep their franchise alive.
Yep.
Well,
and Star Wars was never that.
I mean, I can't say I've watched much of the season 3 of The Mandalorian yet. I've seen a few things here and there, but I do not understand how you're supposed to, in the Book of Boobaloo, care about Luke, and Luke does some training of Grogu, maybe more than some, and that Disney just like, who cares in season 3, and Favreau's fine with it, and it makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it's the woman.
Definitely, it should be connected, because it was connected. That was one of the better episodes of Book of Boobaloo. Probably the only episode I really liked, actually, of that show.
If you see a movie bombing, you do this.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh.
Very good quality.
I know, right?
How American in quality.
Wow, thank you, Ryan. And of course, this will be the last appearance Ryan Roger Hathaway will have on top.
As efficient as a Ford Edsel, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh wow, he's really going Americana there. He's going with the Edsel reference there.
Yeah,
I got that from Star Trek Voyager.
I can't. Disney, the fans, they have different fans, I know, but the other fans should go to talk to them and be like, look, didn't Andor do well? I know some people thought it was boring, but isn't that probably the better direction for these live action Star Wars? Isn't season 1 and season 2 of The Mandalorian a better direction than what's going on lately again?
The Kennedy witch needs to survive.
I know. I guess they need to feed her enough.
That's why she's trying to kill all these projects, push in her own ones, and try to survive and not have her twin sister take over.
Wow.
But even Favreau and I would say even Filoni are on board with this, Ryan.
Yeah.
I think at some point they should be like, no, we're tired of this stuff. But if Filoni is his big goal is to make Ahsoka bigger and stronger and more powerful or whatever than Luke Skywalker, I think that's really just gonna Star Wars is just gonna explode in a terrible way. If that's really what Filoni wants, and he has said it.
Of Star Wars is either Ahsoka or Rey, or pregnant Rey,
right?
Or pregnant Rey. Yes.
Yeah.
So pick one.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, the big problem you have, they announced these 3 films that they want to do. Okay, so first one, they're going back to 25,000 years in the past, be pre-Republic, to show us how the Jedi started. Of course, but of course, we already got EU books that did that. So, what they're going to do to screw that up? Are we going to find out really for real the Force is female? That the female Force entity will come forward and say, "You women are the best."
A female Zepho tried to save the universe, and the evil male Zepho stood in her way, and that's why the Force was separated.
And then you got the second one that they're talking about, which is the Filoni flick, where his goal is to try to bring all the shows together, Mando, Boobaloo, Ahsoka, whatever, into one coherent thing. So bringing them all together. How is that going to do well? Because how many people are actually watching these shows or even understand what the references are?
Right. Well, it's the same thing, like what were they? It's like you want to sit there in the audience or whatever, and you want to ask Disney questions. Like Willow is one thing. Did you guys really think this was a good idea? Did you really think this was going to make fans that liked the film a lot come back and say, you know what, I want to watch this?
Right.
Now with something like Harry Potter, they can actually do stuff that they did not do in the movies that they can show from the books. And I'm like, you know what? That's true. That is true. I had a conversation about that recently. I was like, yeah, that is true.
Oh, by the way, hi, DJ Ronnie G coming in.
Yes. Hello, DJ Ronnie.
Nerd. Okay. He's been looking at the stars lately.
Yes.
Well, yeah, so you got this one, which is going to be a mishmash. It doesn't matter how well he's going to do it. People aren't going to understand it that aren't that deep into the new Disney lore. And then that last one is going to be a Rey story. Of course, the Rey pregnant one was a joke, but the movie will be a joke too because really, Rey isn't that popular. This is trying to save a legacy by having, hey, it's Mary Sue Palpatine. You gotta love her. She's the bestest ever.
And who's going to be the villain? Yu Zhong Vong? I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, no one really knows just yet.
I don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We're not actually in the business, so we don't know things that. Yes, people come. That shareholders meeting was something else, though.
Right.
For Disney. Wow, that was something else. Yeah, some of those people feel exactly how we feel. What in the hell's going on?
I know. I think Jay has something because I've been thinking the same thing too. I think Jon Favreau is just writing this out.
He might be. I
think he's phoning it in. I think he's phoning it in.
I just know that some of these YouTube channels, like Kathleen Kennedy's out. Oh, I heard this and that. Until we know for sure,
right?
It's only a theory, and it's possible. Any of this stuff can happen. So,
right. And my statement.
That's right. The Force is fucked, ladies and gentlemen.
Right. Exactly. And the thing is, I'm just throwing an idea. I don't have any sources, but it just seems like all he's doing, all Favreau is doing, and in some senses, even Filoni, it's almost like they're phoning this in. It's like, okay, fine. You guys just don't really care. You're going to frill around with my projects. Look at what you did to Book of Boobaloo. Okay, I'm just going to phone this in. I don't care. I'm going to get my paycheck.
But I would say Favreau is probably to blame, and everybody else, and Rodriguez is to blame too. You can't just blame one person. There's more people who work on these shows, and they go, "Oh, it's Rodriguez's fault, or it's only Favreau's fault." No, there's a whole team of people. It's their fault.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can start with the story group. The story group is even more insidious than KK, led by Pablo Hidalgo. That piece of shit.
Cowboy Man bad. Cowboy Man bad.
Well, yeah, I mean, Pablo Hidalgo used to be he was so involved with the EU. He wrote great articles and stuff, and now he turns into a toady.
Right. And look at Ahsoka also. It's like, are they going to just rip off some of the things that Timothy Zahn has done? It's interesting talking about this stuff. Anything's possible. And they go, oh, no, this show's going to be amazing. Look, I want the Ahsoka show to be cool. We need another, but it needs to have a more serious tone. If it's goofy crap, like what's going on lately again, it's going to aggravate me. Filler and goofy crap.
That's all they think Star Wars is.
We need more people like Andor to say, look, when a character dies, they don't come back.
Right.
Yes, it matters.
I mean, I hate it when they keep on saying that Mace Windu's coming back.
Yes.
No. He's dead. Let him stay dead.
It's okay. He had a long fall,
Yeah, I mean, right. And, didn't have an arm to help him with.
Yes, this is not like a whole thing of Darth Maul and stuff where he's going to become like some kind of spider thing, which was pretty cool, I have to say. I was like, oh crap.
Mace does not have the high ground.
No, he doesn't have the high ground, Ryan.
No. He does not have it. And
he's still fallen, folks, even all these years later.
Poor guy, man. Poor guy. Yeah.
He's going, this motherfucking shit's getting too long here. When am I going to hit bottom?
No.
But yeah, I mean, that's just it. I mean, I know you talk about Andor being serious, but that's just it. That's about the only serious there is. I mean, Star
there
Wars
was some
serious
tone, right? And there was some serious tone with the first season 1 and 2 of Mandalorian. I know Moff Gideon's coming back, and he's scary, which is good.
Yeah.
But Giancarlo's going to play any role he can to the best of his ability.
Right.
That's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's just. So whatever, it doesn't matter if the show is like they have a hamster spinning around in a wheel. He's still going to bring quite a performance to whatever show he works on.
That part he's playing, that hamster's going to be running his little legs off.
I know, man.
I'm the best hamster in the world.
Yeah, that poor hamster, dude. You got to put him off that wheel, man. Sometimes, man. Very sad.
Well, that's what happens when you give meth and Mountain Dew and all that to a hamster. You put them in that wheel, you get perpetual motion, energy for life.
We'll ask
so you
PETA
guys have a little heart attack.
We should ask PETA about that, what they think about that. What do you think about this? You like that? Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll do it to the PETA people. Here's a meth and Mountain Dew, and you get on the hamster now. Wheel now.
I personally think, folks, that the firing of Gina Carano marked the beginning of the end of The Mandalorian.
Yes. And a lot of the other things.
And, and it's I understand that, she can also be removed too. But yes, I did like her role in The Mandalorian. I thought she did add something else to the show. Yes.
Well, she was, it was almost basically Grogu than her for popularity. And you're going to go around and take a strong, what you're sitting back saying, you want a strong female character, and get rid of her because she doesn't goose step with you,
right?
And and I agree with you, Ryan. That was the death of this whole thing because it basically put a needle in the balloon for the New Republic show that he wanted to have, the Rangers, because she was going to start that show off. It destroyed a lot of what he was planning on doing. I'm sure that's when you started seeing that. Okay, we're just going to start phoning this in now.
Yeah,
you're just fucking everything up.
And if he does finally walk away, I can't imagine, though, that if Favreau's did walk away, I don't think he ever will. But for some reason, if he did, I have a feeling Filoni might go with him. I don't know. I think Filoni and Favreau are quite good buddies. So
yeah. Well, how do you go from Iron Man to this?
I don't know. And the thing is, we don't exactly know everything that's going on. Like, this person needs to be fired, or this. Even if Kathleen Kennedy does finally get fired, and some of these channels have a party, it doesn't matter exactly. That isn't what's going to happen. Disney is just their direction, and Bob Iger made it very clear that they want to go with a lot of identity politics. He made that very clear at the shareholders meeting, that they are going to double down on politics as much as possible.
Right. So, which is going to destroy Disney and really wow the stockholders.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It's just not the best direction. So,
I mean, the only thing he didn't do is bring out a can of Bud Light and open it up. That's the only thing.
Yeah. Drink that tranny fluid, Bob.
Yes. Yeah, that's another big whole story too. And
folks, I can't wait for Disney stock to be pennies on the dollar, and then we can finally get that Treasure Planet sequel.
Oh man. So underrated. So underrated. I wish somebody would come in there and be like, you know what? Let's finish up Tron Legacy. Let's have one more Tron movie and let's connect it. Let's bring the actors back. But it'll probably never happen. The closest they've gotten now is a visual novel of Tron. That just came out recently on Steam. So that's the closest that we've gotten to anything related to Tron lately. And that's by Disney as well. So.
Right.
Yeah.
You think about Black Hole and Tron, well, that was the days when they were really experimenting on what they can do. And you don't have that no more.
No, they don't seem to care about that passion. So I don't know. I think Disney would have to lose a lot of money. So if Guardians of the Galaxy does bad, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 does really bad, and it doesn't even make close to $1 billion. I wonder what is going to be the breaking point for Disney if they keep losing money. But of course, Avatar 2 made a ton of money, and that is under Disney. So even though that's more about Cameron and his ego, but yes.
Right. And that's kind of the sad thing. I don't think Guardian of the Galaxy is going to necessarily bomb. It might not do as good as the other ones for I don't know, many reasons. Maybe people are just getting fed up with. The
oversaturation is a mess. But this movie it's been in development for at least a few years now, so. Yeah. I want it to turn out well. I know there's a race swapping and stuff, but it's like it's hard to avoid this stuff now with all these different companies. Even Warner Brothers, it's just, you guys don't have to do this, you don't have, but you're going to do it anyway. So we either accept it or we don't. So
there was a big difference between having Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent in the '89 Batman compared to what you're doing now. And I'm still upset that the second film wasn't about Two-Face with Billy D. I would love to have seen him play Two-Face. I would love to see what he
I didn't hate Returns. I liked it still. It was a good movie, but I agree. I like 89 a lot better.
89.
I would love
89, I think it's still a very good film. It's not my favorite Batman movie, but it's still very good.
Shame on you.
My favorite Batman film is Batman and Robin.
You can't even say that with a straight face.
He likes bat nipples.
He wants bat nipples. He was very excited about. Well, there was 3 things that movie did right. I thought you got Batgirl wasn't bad. Bad,
but
choice.
You didn't have nipples on hers. Sure, have it on the guy, but you don't have it on her.
The Alfred, of course, because Alfred has been really good in all those films.
Well,
and then, of course, Chris O'Donnell as Robin. I thought he still played a quality Robin. So.
Yeah, my favorite Batman, George Clooney.
That's not your favorite.
Yeah, Batman and Robin was the first Batman I ever watched.
Is it?
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Did you? Are you sure?
Yeah,
okay.
Positive.
Okay. No, you aren't sure. I have a friend in college who said the same thing. She said that was her all-time favorite movie, and I went, "Ooh, that's a tough take." Is that the first Batman movie you ever saw, though, Ryan? Are you just joking? Okay.
No, he's honest. Yeah, he's honest.
Okay.
Now, here's a joke for you, my good man. I've also watched every season of Star Trek Discovery, and it was the best Star Trek I've ever seen.
There we go.
I know you couldn't say that with a straight face.
No.
Fucking abysmal.
Abysmal, you say, huh?
The hell you say?
But you do, because that was your first Batman movie you ever watched. It kind of has a special place in your heart, I guess, that you like that movie to an extent, Ryan.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I mean, it was silly, goofy, and all that. I mean,
it was.
If it was your first Batman, you hadn't seen the other 2 films before that. Yeah.
Yes.
But for someone who's seen the other 2 Batmans, it's like, this is disappointing. No, you sit back, you start watching it, and you go,
"It stinks."
It's not good. No. It killed the franchise for a while until Batman Begins, until Christopher Nolan took over. But it killed it for a while.
And ran it in the ground.
Weren't there 4 Batman films during that era?
I don't know.
There was 2 Burton and 2 by Schumacher.
Yeah, 2 by
Schumacher did 2. He did, he did Batman Forever, and then he did Batman and Robin.
Right.
Yes.
And then, of course, how can I have a mental block on his name? Did Batman Returns?
Which one are we talking about?
The director.
You're talking about Burton?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, Burton did both those films. Yes,
Richard Burton.
And,
he was a great.
And people, without 89, we don't have any of this Batman stuff moving forward, even Nolan's films. So,
well, actually, I think Batman '89 was the recharge of superhero, because after that you had the Great Flash series, only one season on CBS. That was a great show. I kind of remember when Lois and Clark first made their appearance.
that was a good. That was '90s. Yeah,
Yeah, that was
90s. It's a good show,
It
and
was.
I heard the CW one is good too, but I haven't watched it.
CW, good. My goodness.
That's I know, right? That's what people were saying.
Sounds
It's the better
terrifying.
stuff on CW.
But really, the thing that really got things going for superhero films again was that. I mean, then you started having like Darkman come out.
Darkman was something interesting and different. Darkman, jeez, who wasn't? Was Alec Baldwin in that?
No, that was Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. Wow.
Right.
Okay.
Alec Baldwin was Shadows, and we had the Shadow film.
That's
and
right, the Shadow. I was trying to get the yes.
And Dick Tracy with Warren Beatty.
So underrated. So underrated. I remember when kids were dressing up as Dick Tracy in the early '90s because that was a big thing. People buying figures.
I'm 23.
Yeah, I know, man. Dick Tracy, if you ever watch it, Ryan, it's very underrated, but I think you would like it a lot. Very underrated. Very colorful too. Very colorful. One of the best colored films, like actual blue, red, different colors. Really looks great. Yeah.
That's
because they were trying to. Well, they're trying to follow how the comic strip was,
right?
And they only used like those base colors that they had on there, and more importantly, they didn't have any basically any advertising, so everything was generic when it came around to, any products that were around there, and they did the same thing for the movie.
Yeah. Well, Calvary, the thing about the best part, I would say, probably, I didn't hate Val Kilmer in Batman Forever, but I think the best thing was definitely Jim Carrey as the Riddler. For me, that was still the best thing about that movie. I don't hate Batman Forever, but the way Tommy Lee Jones plays Two-Face and how off the wall it is, it's too much. That part is too much. But other stuff in the film, it's not bad. I don't even think Nicole Kidman's role in that was bad.
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
But Will, you praised a redhead. Wow.
I did. Yes. It does happen.
Yeah. Very on.
Yeah. Because of Dick Tracy, we now have Apple Watches. It's probably true.
Well, I mean, think about it. You had Dick Tracy, and he had his two-way wrist radio. Then you had like
that is true. Yes.
Star Trek. You had the wrist communicators.
Yes.
So it just
even
kind of
stuff from James Bond that they started. Yes.
So, but yeah, I mean, if you go back to the Dick Tracy, all the way back to the comic strips and all that, yeah, and they even had movies back then. It was the serials, I believe, of Dick Tracy.
Yeah, it's very underrated. I would recommend Dick Tracy to a lot of people. It's a really good movie. It's just very underrated.
One of my favorite films, and it's two of them, is Hot Tub Time Machine and Hot Tub Time Machine
The
2.
first one. Oh, you like the second one too?
Oh yeah.
I still like the first one the best.
I personally think that the second film was a great test to see how we were slowly but surely becoming politically correct, because both of those films were off the wall. They were the second one especially pushed things a bit.
But we didn't have John Cusack, and I feel in those films you needed John Cusack for the movie to be complete. It's hard for me to like the second movie because no John Cusack.
Oh,
yeah.
I adored the second film because you had all sorts of wacky things going on.
Well, Cash is a Cusack simp, so
I like some things that he's been in. Grosse Point Blank. That's another film I highly recommend, Ryan. Very underrated.
Cash Money's favorite thing to do is when it's raining out, get a big boom box and stand out in front of random ladies' windows.
Good movie. That's a good film. No, I haven't seen anything that Cusack I don't know the last film that he was in recently.
Well, I recommend John Cusack's Twitter account. I think you will all enjoy.
John
No,
Cusack.
no. Ari,
I don't.
best
I don't
film.
think I want to. I don't think I want to go down that road.
But you like John Cusack.
I like him as an actor. His politics, on the other hand, I can't agree with.
Acting. He's just acting.
Well,
He's just
remember,
acting.
remember, nobody should meet their heroes. I mean, that's just
That's a dicey.
I can't afford to meet them, so
that's what it's like now. Yeah.
Could go celebration and get stuck in line for a whole day and get pushed around. So,
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
some of
Yeah.
that could happen at the last celebration, and I don't know. I mean, one of the celebrations one of my friends went to, $300 for Ewan McGregor's autograph.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's just
you
ridiculous.
don't like something
Why?
out of Train Spotting.
That's 20 hours wages.
That's a lot of money for. I mean, if you feel it's worth it, go for it. But man,
I
that's
gotta
a
work
lot.
20 hours to get an autograph from my favorite celebrity.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
lot
I
of
mean,
money.
yeah, I mean, even I can't remember how much that dingbat from Professor Watt, she was charging for her autograph. It's like, you kidding me? And the thing is, people are going to go out there and get her autograph.
Yep.
Yes.
But that's ridiculous. What happens in the days where you could get in line and meet them, get an autograph? I know what started a lot of this. A lot of the stars started getting through their mind that
You get
you're going to go put this on eBay right away. So
PR. Yeah. I don't think that has helped. No, it didn't help. I remember I saw there was a video out there a number of years ago where people were just swarming Harrison Ford, and you just know a lot of them were getting his autograph so they could sell it on eBay. So of course he was getting aggravated at that point. But
right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have.
My plane.
Yeah, my plane. Oh God, that was horrible. Get off my plane.
Air Force One was still a great film, though. Man, I can't. I like that movie a lot.
Yeah,
I think I saw that in theaters.
Do
you?
Yeah,
Is it because the "Get Off My Plane"? Is that?
Oh, I mean that just follows through. But I mean, the whole thing, and I don't want to get political, but the whole thing politically with that movie was just the United States being bullies. Let's bully ourselves into a country and do that, and then if how they had in the beginning, the reason why they wanted to take out Air Force One is just like, come on, it's like.
I've never seen it. I just know. Get off my plane.
I like it. I enjoy usually a lot of Harrison Ford's films. He's been in a lot of really good movies.
Get off my Falcon. Yeah,
yeah, I know. I hate Han Solo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whenever he sobers up, I mean, I think he's stoned literally 24/7 now.
I don't know. Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, kid, I'm a Force ghost memory thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have to set sail towards my bed and sleep.
That's okay. We're coming up to the 2-hour mark, anyways. I know Cash has got to go, so we wanted to keep it nice, loose, and fun today. That's what I wanted to do. I think we talked about a lot of stuff pretty good here.
Yeah,
we did.
We don't need Mike no more. Mike, you can go to movies all the time now.
He can retire to his villa in the Bermuda.
Exactly.
Don't worry, Mike. We'll turn this into a tertiary show of reality based.
There we go. I like that. With a little mixture of phantomology, add in some Phantom Hooligans, and then of course follow through with Everest. I mean,
follow through with Everest, right? Yeah, it'll be fun.
Exactly.
He can stay away for a while. He can do his gaming streams and stuff, and then we just take over Pop Talk.
Mike who?
Yeah,
talk about American cricket.
Hey, I watch cricket.
We're gonna do a stream on cricket or something else. Yeah.
Oh, I'm for it. I mean, before the show, I was watching Exeter versus Lancaster or whatever rugby.
We'll
Lancashire.
talk about rugby on on the Pop Talk.
There we go. Rugby and cricket, yeah.
Yep. Pop Talk Pirated Edition every time.
Arr. There we go.
Arr.
So, as we're winding up here, let's do our customary. Cash, you have any big plans going on?
Yes, my next stream is going to be some more Deus Ex, but some of these games are loud as hell, so I'm gonna have to turn the sound down so people can hear me. But yes, more Deus Ex and more madness with that. And we'll see what. And then coming up next week, Hades. I'm gonna finally play Hades on
There
stream.
we go. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, our favorite Orca boy?
Yes.
I'm working on a Star Wars What If.
Oh,
and that should be, of course, my big film is almost done. The Rise of Skywalker. Almost there to the finish line.
The Palpatine edition.
The Palpatine edition. Well, it's not really entirely Palpatine, but I don't want to spoil it. And then, I did. If you haven't seen my latest video, I did do a deep dive into Vader. So if you want to hear Vader's self-reflection, tragedy of a Sith.
There we go.
Yes, it's very it's up there. So,
Good. I've listened to it. It's good. Yep.
I might do some more videos like that, but in the meantime, I'm working on my big stuff. So,
Orcas ticket big. That's all I gotta say. And for our special guest here, Ryan Roger Affe, this is his day off, so he spends with us, and we're very appreciative of that.
Well, I will say, folks. Hey, folks, Cosplaying Culture Casino here. Thank you all very much for watching, and have a great day.
Okay, and you go to his channel.
Yep. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, make sure you go to his channel and see all that he has to offer. There it's in the chat. So it's great having you. Roger.
And also, Mike wanted us to mention, because we have to do something for Mike.
Sometimes.
Did you mention? Okay, you saw it.
No, I haven't. I got it up. I was ready to go.
Okay, great.
So I don't care, but of course, the poor captain who's been mutinied on, wanted us to make sure that we still have 2 open panels coming up on Pop Talk. The first one will be this Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 7, of course, Central. The second one will be on next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Daylight Time, 12 Central. So please join us for that.
Yep, and we're going to make sure Mike's going to some other movies then, so there's going to be more mutiny going on. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got a whole list of movie tickets that we've been sending him, so he's obligated. He's obligated.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And maybe I'll watch Cocaine Bear before then, and I can say what I have to think about Cocaine Bear now that's on Peacock.
Yeah, why not?
So I just want to again thank everybody here. Of course, I'm glad you made it, Cash. I'm glad you made it. And of course, Crit Beard, and of course, Roger. Very happy to have you here.
Likewise, good to be here.
Yeah.
I want to thank, of course, I want to thank Calvary Man Shay for being here, as well as Leah Rose, the Padawannabe, was here. And let me go through. DJ Ronnie G was in the house. We did have, of course, Jet Sparks was here. Don't know if he still is, but he was here. Resolute Germ coming in here to infect us all. We have some guy by the name of Mike, Pacific 414 that came in also. Sweating profusely, wanting to know what we're doing to his baby.
I heard he's not human. He's kind of like half machine, half human kind of.
The Pacificnator. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me your clothes. And of course, we had Real Wade Gaming Wheeled. Let me take 3. That was a blooper, Ryan. Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. He was
blooper.
Blooper. Yeah, here, that's me.
Blooper and his blooper.
Yes, and I think I pretty much got everybody who was in the chat. Of course, we want to thank Everest Production. There was some Orca in the chat.
Oh, yes.
So Pat S was in the house as well. Can't forget Pat S. Great guy. Low spec Linux laptop. Thank you so much for being here. We had Bab. I don't know who Bab is, but Polyman's Minion. Polyme's Minion. There we go. Forgive me for doing a mic on my pronunciation. And Blooper. And of course we had StreamYards and Stream Elements that was in there. So for my guests here and the fellow co-host, I thank you so much for joining us for PIRATE414 Pop Talk. Be sure to join on Wednesday, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, or Daylight Savings Time. I hate Daylight Savings. And that's of course, going to be an open panel. So, you can let them know how we did. And we did great, didn't we? We did great. Yeah.
And if we don't see Mike on Wednesday, it's not our fault.
Yeah, it's not our fault. No, we didn't do anything. And you definitely can't prove that.
Nope.
Well, what was that? Is that Mike? Okay. Well, thank you all again. And you all have a great day. For me, I might as well say what I'm doing here. Of course, later on 24/7 Fusion Media, I'm going to be on the Primetime Kings of Live Stream. That's with 24/7 Fusion Media, Vigilante Williamson, New Bomb Turk, and myself. Of course, you can catch me on with these Pop Talks, and I'm trying to get more onto King Dolphin TV, and I'm going to get onto the Pulp Culture Minefield with Gary and Keith here very soon, once everything's down. So, and then expect when the next month comes around, I'll hopefully be getting back in the gear. So, with that, I want to thank you all, and I will send us on our way on this beautiful Sunday fun day. Take care, everyone. Peace.
Bye.
I don't know. I hope he doesn't get too mad.
Who's Mike again? Oh, he's that.
I don't know who that is.
Oh my God! Who the hell cares?
This is the show we need.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't even play this. I feel like I've been neglectful.
Cash Money can put his change in my piggy bank any day.
Oh, there we go. Oh my. Well, thank you, everybody.